Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the past. Not too far in the future. Right now. Matter of fact, these days it's the only way to survive spiritually is standing or not. Because if you let your mind fester too far into the past or the future, it can create a lot of stress for you. But just want to bring up right quick a little information on sciatic nerve. Sciatic nerve is one of the longest nerves within your body. And basically, too, I wanted to bring it up a little bit to tie it in a little to your Earth Star Chakra, and basically tie it into to the situation of like dealing with your chi energy, or dealing with basically with the meditation of grounding yourself barefooted outside and doing certain breathing techniques. But you know, physically, so like how people like, oh man, that meditation, this and that. I mean, you know, your sciatic nerve, you know, runs from your bottom of your heel, and matter of fact, on both sides, up your, you know, up your legs, and it joins at the hip, and then goes up the spine and connects to, you know, to the brain area, you know. But basically, these nerves, or this nerve, you know what I'm saying, the longest nerve in the body, when you go and ground yourself, and then you also add to the fact that, you know, that Earth has a vibration, of course, you know what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, and we also, you know, pick up, this is how we basically strengthen our electromagnetic energy of our body, dealing with, you know, with the sciatic nerve, and basically grounding ourselves. But also, the sciatic nerve connects to that 7.83 hertz, how you say it, Schumann resonance? I think it's Schumann. How you say it? No, y'all know what I'm talking about, though, so that's all that matters. But it resonates with that vibration. So also, while grounding yourself, and matter of fact, and we all know too, our own heartbeat, you know, so just like the vibration that's coming off of Earth, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with the vibration of your heart, you know, it's connecting through your sciatic nerve also, you know what I'm saying? Because to be real with you, you know, that heart, and not necessarily like no vein, you know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted, you know, it ain't like pumping necessarily like, you know, like a vein, but you know, but even though, say for instance, you could feel your heartbeat, you know what I'm saying, just in your body in general, you know, so it doesn't mean it has to feel it just in veins, if you get what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, your sciatic nerve, though, is the physical part that connects. So basically, when you go outside, grounding yourself, walking barefooted, this is what connects you. Matter of fact, and it's also really associated heavily with your Earth Star Chakra, which is located about a foot under your feet. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But there's a foot under your feet. And really, too, to ground yourself, too, then with the Earth Star Chakra, you know what I'm saying? You get barefooted. You want to visualize, you know, for one, negative energy being released out the bottom of that torus, or your aura, that torus is look like a tornado donut, you know what I'm saying? But you want to see that negative energy leaving out the bottom of that, not only of that torus donut, and out the bottom of your Merkaba. Matter of fact, you picture every geometric shape that make up your aura, you know, as much as you know about, or whether you learned it physically or metaphysically, but you picture these things, you know, and picture that energy, you know, leaving out the body, you know what I'm saying, and basically picture also dealing with the Earth Star Chakra as far as grounding yourself, or just grounding yourself generally. Like, well, really it's like grounding that chakra in essence, but you want to picture like the energy, like almost like how when you're astral projecting, you know, or like, you know, traveling the astral planes, and you want to, you know, have that wire to connect yourself. It's kind of like picturing that light, you know, going from the bottom of your foot and connecting to like the inner, like as far as deep into Earth as possible, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people like, oh, but hold on, man, the Earth is the matrix, man. You don't want to, look, man, like I always say, man, we here. You know what I'm saying? So it's something, you know, unless you're here to commit suicide, if you feel that way, you know, you know, because it's free will universe. We all got different messages. I try not to, you know, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's all different for, you know, for each other, but connecting to Earth, you know what I'm saying? Because say, for instance, like I say, us different star seeds, from indigos to the rainbows to the crystals, you know what I'm saying? You know, you want to go back home, you know where you come from and everything, you feel it, but I mean, you're here in this incarnation, and in order to take care of your work, you need to ground yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're too spaced out, matter of fact, you might get hit by a car, daydreaming, dreaming too much, or, you know, but which in some cases, you know, I know a lot of star seeds have powers where that probably wouldn't even, you know, happen to them, but in essence, though, to actually get work done in the, you know, in essence, you want to ground yourself so you don't be all space and discombobulated, you know what I'm saying? Because like I always say, different strokes for different folks as far as the way we do our spiritual work, you know what I'm saying? Also, you know, some people can do it. Some people, some star seeds could possibly work better without grounding themselves, you know, because that may be the way they were sent here to handle the situation, you know. But I'm just speaking for, you know, those who feel uncomfortable, you know, with being in this in this, you know, incarnation. You know, basically that's what, you know, the basic Earth Star Chakra helps you to feel comfortable in this incarnation, you know what I'm saying? Help you ground with this matrix energy, this Maya, this devil energy, which I mean, that's what it is. Your 6-6 bodysuit, don't forget, you know what I'm saying? Your carbon, your 6 molecules, your six protons, neutrons, and electrons, you know, all holding you down in Maya and Earth, you know. But it's all on your perception on how you feel about Mama Earth, whether you feel like that's your mama or the devil, however. But while you're here, you know, it's a point of just to connect and ground yourself, and basically, you know, to make yourself comfortable in the incarnation. This is the work that goes into it, just part of the work, you know, simply. And also just explaining too, that's the physical nerve that deals with bringing that vibration up to, matter of fact, because it goes up the spine to the brain, so it's also bringing it around the pineal gland, so connecting you, grounding you. So like I said, and also like, so you bringing those higher dimensional, so that's another thing too, you still bringing your higher dimensional information into your DNA and still using it, but you're using it in a grounded fashion. So you're like how I tell people, where I'm able to laugh and joke with somebody from the hood, I'm able to talk with this quote-unquote white-collar person, this Republican, this Confederate flag person, this, you know what I'm saying, this Chinese person, this Native American. I could talk to this dog, this cricket, this cat, you know what I'm saying, is grounding yourself, is bringing that high, you know, bringing it down. Because, I mean, you know, source is source, you know, and if you can't handle yourself, then, you know, it's gonna be kind of hard, you know, in that sense. But it just definitely makes you feel comfortable in this incarnation, and the sciatic nerve is what connects you and bring those high vibrations down. So, like I say, you could be comfortable and still, you know, not be too close to, you know, too grounded. Because I remember I made an old video about how I didn't like grounding stones at one time, because they would put me too close to ego and have me too comfortable in that area. But what it was doing, it was having me comfortable without going overboard. But I guess it was just kind of making me feel uncomfortable, because I'm like, I'm feeling too comfortable around these lower vibrations. But it was just the fact that I was so protected, in essence, that, you know, in which that's the thing, as long as you're not really truly acting egotistically, like as long as you're kind of like, just, you know, joking, laughing, you know, being yourself, not having to be all spiritually good at too, so you could be yourself in essence and still bring down those high dimensional, you know, vibrations, those messages. And matter of fact, also the Earth Star Chakra deals too, like with geopathic stress and toxic pollutants, So you may pick up things from certain areas too. So sometimes you may want to watch where you get barefooted, and and not saying like you're gonna get some pollution on your foot, but I'm saying where, pollute, like as far as like energy pollution, as far as from, watch where you're grounding yourself at, you know what I'm saying? Because you may pick up on certain type of energy that may be unwanted in essence. As a matter of fact, too, because you can't pick up off of vibrations that have been sitting in a certain area, of course. I watched it happen in my house one time where somebody had previously had a acid trip before on my couch the day before, and then somebody come back the day after, and come sit on the couch, not on anything, and then kind of start like feeling it. I'm seeing them feeling it, like, man, like I'm feeling like I'm, I don't want, and then, because you share the vibration, I'm like, damn, you right, I'm feeling it too, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, it's so surreal, some of the things that, once you have those breakthroughs, and whether you do it through, like I say, meditation, DMT, but not to get way off subject, but that's all I wanted to bring up, just how the sciatic nerve, running from the heel up the 2 legs, connected at the hips, up the spine, brings that earth energy up to the brain, up to the pineal, you should say, and in essence, helping you to stay grounded and bring your high vibrations into your body so that you can bring sources work through your 666 meat package, basically. But peace, happy now. Matter of fact, if I seem kind of sloppy, y'all, it's probably like getting used to this Cali time. I'm coming from, what, 2 time zones over, and it's probably like 1, 2 o'clock here, so like be like 4 or 5 in the morning back home. But anyway, I'm not crying. I'm not gonna complain about the darkness. I'm gonna just light up a candle. But peace and blessings, man. Happy now, and again, thanks for y'all support and everything, man. Just blessings. And matter of fact, I think I just added a PayPal donation button onto my page, in which, and it was funny, like I be so humble, I don't even be wanting to, but it's just for me trying to get my life, get that kickstart in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Nothing in particular right now, it's not no scam or scheme or nothing. I'm just trying to just build funds so I could get things done, and all passive amounts of income count, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate in it and all, you know what I'm saying, from a penny to, from in it, you know what I'm saying, from a half a penny. Like, it's all blessings regardless, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about, not having to depend on any money or any outside things anyway, but, money is energy, so as long as you ain't letting it control yourself. But peace and blessings. Thanks for y'all support. Happy now. Oh, not too far in the future to pass. Peace, y'all.